Hello, I'm SMB Collector. Welcome back to this series where I share the enormous collection I bought 2 years ago. After this video, I'm estimating there will be somewhere around 6 more videos, so still quite a lot, but the end is finally on the horizon. I'm organizing the remaining videos into categories, with this one sharing some of the last of the stuff that doesn't fit into any of those categories. The first of which being the Super Mario Bros. Board game. Here's the contents of the box. Dated 1988. Made by Milton Bradley, and no longer owned by Daniel Lawrence. Now it's mine. Following up with the Donkey Kong board game. Here's this box's contents. This was also made by Milton Bradley, though this time dated 1981. This one's in really rough condition, but luckily I already had one in my collection, but what I didn't have was the Canadian version, so this has English and French on it. It's from Milton Bradley, Canada, and this time around it's dated the following year, 1982. One more board game, Monopoly Nintendo Collector's Edition. There's some pretty cool stuff in here. You get these cards showing Mario drawn in the Monopoly art style, and also these pewter tokens. Made by USAopoly, dated 2006. Next, the Super Mario Galaxy Snow Sled. I remember seeing this promoted in Nintendo Power Volume 236. Naturally, back then I visited the link they provided and searched in stores like Toys R Us, but I could never find one for sale. I don't know where it was supposed to be bought, but at least here we've got proof that it did get made. It's dated 2008 and is part of Dynatech's Snow Nation line of products. One of my favorites today, this Vintage Kids Raincoat. It's for Super Mario Bros., dated 1988. Looking at the tag on the inside here, we can see it's made by Swell-wear Industries. There's a hood up top, and on the back is a picture of Mario being rather intimidated by Bowser. Then we have a few books, starting with the official price guide to classic video games, including a Donkey Kong arcade cabinet on the cover. Now, don't let the official fool you. This doesn't have an authorization or affiliation with a video game company or something like that. It's just a token of Random House's The House of Collectibles imprint. Seems like a pretty deceitful move if you ask me. Dated 2004. And as I said, made by Random House. Then the Guinness World Records Gamers Edition hardcover. This was the first Gamers Edition book released. 2008 Guinness World Records. The first edition of High Score, the Illustrated History of Electronic Games, featuring Mario on the cover. Made by McGraw-Hill, dated 2002. Moving on, we have this Super Mario Backpack Buddy keychain collection. Starting with this one. I don't remember this particular set ever coming out. Maybe it was only released outside of the US. There's also the possibility it's a bootleg set. It doesn't seem like it, but all the figures on the keychains are just reused sculpts from existing Goldie and Popco figures, and as we'll see a glimpse of in the next set I'll be sharing, their products and designs were common targets for unlicensed stuff. Anyways, we have Mario, then Luigi, Paragoomba, Koopa Troopa, Diddy Kong, and lastly, Dixie Kong. As I mentioned, Popco and Goldie faced plenty of bootlegging, with many products using their package designs, such as these uniquely sculpted Mario Soccer keychain figures, or football depending where you live. The back shows an impressive selection of figures, though I only have Mario and Luigi ones. It does look like the others were likely made though, searching online. To kick the set off, we have Mario pointing, and most if not all of these come in multiple uniforms, like this alternate red one. And then Mario about to do some kind of pass or kick. Again, also released in that red uniform. Mario doing some fancy footwork here, perhaps some juggling. Also in a yellow uniform. As well as that red one once again. Luigi doing some fancy footwork of his own. There's also another one of these. And two of him in that yellow uniform. Luigi's turn to line up some kind of kick or pass, which on closer inspection, as you can see, is actually Mario painted to look like Luigi. Here he is in a different uniform. And the last one is Luigi about to bounce the ball off his head. We also have two of these in the red uniform. Continuing on are a bunch of fan-made ROM hack games. So despite the brazen use of the official Nintendo seal, these were not made by Nintendo, but instead were produced by talented fans. This one is Mario Adventure for the NES. Then its sequel, Mario Adventure 2 Mario vs. Luigi. I haven't played any of these yet, so I'm really interested to see what they're all like. Then some Super Nintendo games. Super Mario World Return to Dinosaur Land. The use of the official seal continues, and now it even says licensed by Nintendo. I feel like they're crossing a line there from fan project and into the realm of deception. Not cool. Super Mario World Islands of Mystery. I also don't approve of how they've probably gutted legitimate games for these game shells, like Rest in Peace original game. Super Mario World The Second Reality Project. Dr. Mario World House Calls. Now this seems like an awesome game. Ever since my little kid self in all his ignorance first read the words story mode on the back of the Dr. Mario 64 box, I've been wanting to play some kind of Dr. Mario platformer or action-adventure game. The very first thing I did in Super Smash Bros. Melee was unlock Dr. Mario, just so I could control him for once. I didn't even have a memory card yet, but I was still thrilled. And then the opportunity presented in Super Mario Odyssey to play a 3D platformer as Dr. Mario will probably be the closest I'll ever get to my dream coming true. So of course I ended up playing a big portion of that game as him. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what this ROM hack has in store. Panic in the Mushroom Kingdom. I can't even guess what this game's going to be. Excitebike Mario Battle Stadium. This seems like it might be that Satellaview game that was only in Japan in 1997, so maybe some of these aren't just homebrews and are something else. Then some funky ones. We've got Super Mario Bros. On the Sega Genesis. And Super Mario World. These two get me curious. Like, I want to hear how this game's music sounds on the Genesis, and I wonder if Super Mario Bros. Is the original or the All-Stars version. Now let's cleanse the palate with some licensed games. Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, Dr. Mario, and Yoshi's Cookie, all phenomenal games. A bunch of Super Nintendo games, Super Mario World, Super Mario All-Stars, Super Mario All-Stars Super Mario World, Mario's Early Years Fun with Letters, Mario Paint, as well as another copy that comes with the mouse accessories, and 2 copies of Super Mario Kart. But the most spectacular game of them all is Street Fighter II Special Champion Edition for the Sega Genesis. Wait, this has nothing to do with Mario. What is this even doing here? Then a stack of Game Boy games, and I noticed that most of these are the Canadian versions, which I didn't even know was a thing. But we have Super Mario Land, Super Mario Land 2, Dr. Mario, Donkey Kong, and 2 copies of Golf. He even threw in a Game Boy to play them on, and it's in great condition. A few Game Boy instruction manuals, again the Canadian versions, Donkey Kong, playing Donkey Kong on the Super Game Boy, and Dr. Mario. And then there's a bunch of these various little paper inserts. A few Game Boy Advance games, Super Mario Advance, Super Mario Advance 2 Super Mario World, and Super Mario Advance 4 Super Mario Bros. 3. Moving ahead a generation, we have some Nintendo DS games, New Super Mario Bros., and a sealed copy of Super Mario 64 DS. Also included is a loose copy. Back to home consoles, we have a couple Wii games, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and Mario Party 8. Jumping way back, we have Mario Bros. For the Atari 2600.
Let's go!
We'll close out today with some original paintings Scott had in the collection, which were done by an artist named J.A. Blackwell in 2013. These won't be going into my collection since I don't collect fan-painted or fan-commissioned art like this, but I'll still share them with all of you. So there's this Super Mario World one. And these include a certificate of authenticity, signed and dated by the artist. Down here is a validation code that can transfer the ownership, so I shouldn't show that on camera. One for Super Mario Bros. 3, depicting Raccoon Mario about to go get the warp whistle. Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros., Super Mario 64. You've probably noticed that these take some artistic liberties, which is nice, better than just laboring over an existing screenshot. And the last one, slightly bigger than the others, Mario Brothers. This one even includes the original pencil sketch. So that's it for today, but don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and be sure to let me know in the comments what your favorite item today was, or anything else you'd like to say. I'm also on Instagram, where I share plenty of other cool collectibles, like the selection you're seeing on screen now, So follow me there to see it all. Have a super day, and thanks for watching.